Hello and welcome everyone. Yesterday we preserved the hierarchy of test suites and tests and made our test runners and test reporters to produce more meaningful output. Today we will try to make our test suites explorable by special tooling, which will, in combination with test runners, will allow us to run tests across the whole project. So we will be able to find all the test suites, which is public in all the test models, and run project tests, run model tests, or run some particular test that we will find and which will match some criteria. I'm Andrew Tropin. I work on operating systems and programming languages and do a lot of free and open source software along the way, including this small and nice testing library. Let's first finish our yesterday work because I didn't have much spare time to actually clean up all the stuff. So we will do it first, and later when it's committed we will build upon it. Also, we already have the API I plan to develop today in the other place of Arei's project, so it will be relatively easy because we will be able to borrow it and bring it here just with some modifications. So I wrote a few tasks for myself for today, and I will start with what? I will start with tests. I want to make sure that the tests are good enough, and first test I have in mind that we probably miss. Oh, we don't miss it, it's just here. I want to make sure that our, for example, is statement returns 7, and that's right, we already have test for it. Do we have a separate test call? Test. We don't. It seems we don't. Test suite usage, test runner operations, tests. Unfortunately, defined test suite don't appear in iMenu. We need to modify iMenu to make it appear here. Test macro usage test. I guess we will need to put it here and have some expectations for it. So let's first remove the slow tests that we introduced earlier and failing tests. So we're basically returning to our previous state. No modifications here, and right here I would like probably I would like to have something like this, but what I also want, I want to define a simple macro define syntax with clean test environment, with silent test environment, right? And it will be lambda which accepts stx. By the way, I wanted to ask you, I don't remember if I asked it yesterday, I will ask it today. What time do you usually watch streams, videos, and other stuff? Because I'm relatively flexible on this topic, and maybe I will adjust my stream times so people can join online and we can talk in the chats, because definitely my current time is not perfect for all the time zones. So if you have suggestions or ideas about time where it will be more comfortable to watch streams, let me know by email, Fediverse, or comments somewhere. IRC also works as well. Okay, let's go back to our silent test environment. Oh, why? While I remember this task, I will write it down. To do make it possible to specify multiple reporters. Okay, here we have syntax case, stx, blah blah blah. What we do with it? We need to match. We need to match like this, and what we will return? We will return this silent test environment. Boom. Unexpected syntax. Okay. Okay, this one is fine. Now I would like to do reset test environment. I would like to do something like this, but we don't have those items exposed. We have test reporter exposed, right? And it's not silent by default. But it is exposed. Okay, we will do parameterize test reporter, test reporter silent. Okay, we parameterized test reporter, but also reset test environment, create suitable test reporter. I need this one. I need this macro. Oops. I need this macro. True. 7. False. Huh. That's okay. That's good. Throw high. False. That's interesting. We need to think a bit more about what is macro returns, because with silent test macro test environment we got F when there is exception. Okay, not a big deal. We will wrap it into test is now we have errors, assertions, and tests in the right amount. Okay. Let's with silent test environment, with silent test environment, with silent test environment. Okay, let's see. Looks clean. Let's do a rem dot cache Guile. Cache minus ref. Good. We will need to think about first of all naming of all exported variables. The second The second thing that we will need to think about is how to set multiple reporters, because reporters can be potentially composable. Okay, we can suitable okay, we introduced the helper. Let's check this task as done. Have test for this one. We have test macro usage test, 0 assert test cases. Test on its own. What we will do here? We will do the same. Actually, no. We have very similar test here. We can just put it like this. One failure, one assert, one test, right? Throw high. failure. I had another test which failure. Error is more important than failure. Okay. We have 14 tests. Pom pom. Sock ref tests. Do we have such predicate? Oh, we have another one. We have unless. Chain unexpected number of tests. Exception. Make exception. Oops. Make exception with message. I will explain why I do this thing. Just a moment. Let me finish it. Expected number of tests. Up to date. Don't know if I write it correctly. The problem with testing our test runner that if we fail too hard and, for example, we don't produce a proper runner summary or don't run any tests at all or something like this, this problem can slip on CI, so we will not notice that we broke it. This is why I do this additional exception throwing and I hardcode number of tests, so we are sure that it will fail if something unexpected happens here. I want to move a bit to the side. Okay, let's commit it. Oh, let's go through the test and update. This one with silent test environment. Okay. Commit fix up. Test using test macro on its own. Test 0 asserts works fine. I would like to move this test I have a desire to rename test to check if assert fails. When inside test suite but outside of test macro. What's the difference between test and check? Test versus check. Yeah, from this description it seems that correct macro name will be check, not test. Rename test to check because something very vague here, like this whole table. don't want to reference this article in my to-do. This is a bold statement. Do we have some credible sources, not like random SEO optimized sites? Okay, I will read those articles later. There are like a few more questions. First of all, the entity called test, and we organize tests into test suites, which is logical. But when I read it as a sentence, test if is assert fails when inside test suite outside of test macro. Yeah, maybe it's okay. Yeah, maybe it works. I don't know. I will think about the naming later. Okay. Test expression throws test nested test suite nested test case is forbidden. Okay, let's run tests, and we'll see what we have. We have base test runner tests. We have is usage test, which tests basic atomic values and expression predicates. Test is on its own in empty env, nested is, and is return value. Test runner operation test. Okay, test macro usage 0 asserts. Oh, this one is unexpected. Test if is we forgot what the I used Control W, the muscle memory. I switched to core mode, so I have the same key bindings in browser and Emacs. I wanted to make key bindings in browser be the same as in Emacs, but it's very hard, and I decided to switch to core key bindings in Emacs, so I kinda gave up here. We will need let's commit it. Okay, let's commit our changes, our cleanup of the tests. Boom, boom. Clean up test naming. Okay. I will need to clean up them even more, but later. Rework test suite. We didn't commit this one. To stage commit. Ensure number of tests. To prevent okay, let's go to this one. It is related to cleanup of our previous work of yesterday, and let's do it quickly so we can proceed with our today's task. Test. What will be test? It will be procedure with some meta information. So it should be procedure of X and procedure property of X suitable test, something like this. Right? For this we need our test macro. Inside test macro we have test sync. We have test sync. Actually we don't have to set properties for test sync here, but we will do it. The same as we do for test suite. Set procedure properties. Surfeit 264 test suite. You see, I call test suites in a sweet way. Name test sync test documentation case description surfeit suitable test. Like this, but schedule test. Schedule test. Here's description. Test reporter. Blah blah blah. Test sunk. Description. Procedure documentation of test sunk. Right. New test sunk. Where is our test sunk used? Test sunk. And we also need to inherit properties. And instead of test item, we will directly use test item. We will directly use do anybody use test pass at all? Run assert. It seems nobody use it. But okay, let's first revert our change here. We didn't have it saved. Crap. Can we undo? No. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's do a huge change. What I wanted to do gradual migration to the new approach, like to change small, so we can track where we fail in this case. But okay, I will go test sunk, original test sunk, original test sunk. Set procedure properties of new test sunk. Procedure properties original test sunk. And our test item will be new test sunk. Let's try to run it. Wrong type. Can we jump to it? 335. Run scheduled test. Okay. will be just test. And run test. Yep. For some reason, run schedule suit got our procedure test. Probably we didn't procedure proper suitable test. Okay. Okay. We did it. We did it. Run scheduled test. We migrated to new representation. Now let's add this one to the output. You can see procedure. The only problem here that this hierarchy is not very readable. But we can improve it. We can improve it. Define print test hierarchy. Test suite. Print format. Another problem. Why it so painful to print the data structure? I just want to do very simple thing. Instead of printing procedure test, which doesn't make much sense, I just want to put a description of the test here. Of course, we have the same hierarchy right here printed, but it should be very simple. It must be very simple to do so. I just want to swap the pretty printer for the data structure, and it should be recursively printed with right values. But it's not fucking possible because the pretty printing is so much hard-coded. Hello, Vikas. Hello. I'm frustrating about pretty printers. Pretty print and also the documentation is not very helpful. Go to model. object port. It's of course cool that this thing works somehow, but who designed it? Why we don't have, like, after 30 years of development, we don't have a good API for extending pretty printer for the objects? This is what I can do. I can take the data structure, transform it first, and pretty print after that. Let's try. We have a list, right? We go through the list. Define pp list. Prettify list map list. Inside map we have item. If test for item, return procedure documentation. Otherwise, cont list prettify list item else e, right? And now here print test suite. Oh, I implemented it in one go. Wow. Test string append test suite And now suit papam, we had suitable test suit. Now nothing should be changed. However, we will update those strings and we'll store procedures for test suits instead. Papam. Procedure property, blah blah blah. Papam. Load test suit, try load suit. Current test suit items. Cons description. Instead of description, this one is tricky. This one is really tricky. Because the thing that we get is load test suit thing, not the original one. And do we really need it? Oops. Okay, now let's start committing things one by one. Tests. properties, suites. Suites, yep. Let's commit this small fix. Tutum, tutum, suites. Okay, let's so yesterday problem of double execution of the same tests was fixed. I still need to think about what we pass to our test runner or to function that uses test runner to run suites. Okay, let's complete our migration to new test hierarchy. much. Okay, I guess we need it. This one, this one. We can remove it now. This task is done. We cleaned up and committed everything that we had yesterday, and now 1.5 hours in the stream we can finally start working on what was declared as the goal of today's stream: API for finding test suites. We have a pretty nice model called Surface 64 test runners. We have test procedure. We have some test runners, run project test, get a test model. Mtail last time. Oh, this one is nice. This one is nice. Let's go to suitbl. Let's create one more section. Boom, boom. Oh. Test exploration API. Okay. Surfy. What? Okay. No, handle the case when test model doesn't exist. Maybe get test model have to accept model name. Instead of current model and model name, what this one returns. Get test model suitbl. Return test model related to the specified. This one will be useful, but maybe not now. Test runner summary, blah blah blah. Run test. Get model tests. Let's see. Whoa. How it get copied? Get model tests. Sounds like a good name for function. We do model map variable bound test suite test suite get model test suites, right? Do we need test suites? Yeah, we don't have any other entities. The only problem here, test suite. I guess it should be public, but what if we have define private tests, private sample tests? And here we have test suite, sample private test suite, test sample test is true assert. Good, and now get model test suites for current model. How about this one? Test suite. You are tricky. function. I tried to come up with neutral name for this thing. It goes too deep into the model and find all the things in it. It see all the variables, despite being private or public. Test suite, syntax transformer, procedure, variable bound. What is k, by the way? The k is a name, I guess. Variable. Variable ref, variable set. What else we have for variables? Oh, is how to understand if this thing is exported or not. Model Guile model exports. Definitely not what I'm looking for. Model variable. What we use, by the way? Model map. Let's see. Model map, hash map to list. Model ob array. Public interface. Oh. Public model, public interface of current model. Okay, and we inserted here. And define test suite public suite okay. Nice. Procedure test suite. What if in define test suite, define public we will do the trick I had before. We'll wrap it into identity call. procedure blah blah blah. This is interesting procedure blah 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 at position blah blah blah. For concurrent viewers. I'm curious what time it is for you. If you're watching my stream. I need to look up the statistics. Probably YouTube have some statistics on the location of viewers. So I can just look it up and see what time zones people are in. Okay, anyway, here in the public interface we have public variables. In non-public interface we don't have public variables. Model test suits. Define get model public test suits module. Like this. Okay. Okay. Run module tests. All test models. Okay, this is basically what we need for accomplishing the goal of today's stream. Let's see the implementation. Load project tests sunk. Load test suits load test suits sunk. I don't want to call it project test suits because it will look up the load path, and load path can be constructed not only for the project but in some other different ways. Okay, okay. All test models. Get all test models. Load return a sunk which loads all the models matching sunk Load project test models, false. Oh, this is kind of tricky function. It either takes all models from reflection filter string suffix okay, I got it. Get all test models, load project test models, load project tests. Okay, I will define another function which load all test models, right? And it will basically load test models sunk, and it will call it. It works quite fast actually. It works quite fast because I just defining a function. Load test models sunk. Okay, NFTV. Select only needed. Papam. Papam. Good. it's interesting. It's ICE9 regex. Okay, okay. ICE9 regex. Mm-hmm. Now it works much much better, much faster. We don't have much tests actually in the project, it seems. Okay. That's good. Now, like, we loaded all the models. Now let's get them. Get all test models. Load project test models. Load load all test models. We can improve here. For example, we can prevent loading of the model if loading of the file if the model is already loaded. The only question is how to understand what model this file corresponds to. And the answer is there is no way. There is no way because you can define a different model in this file. It doesn't have to exactly correspond to the name of the file, which is flexible, but but the solution that can complicate implementation of other things. Get all test models. And now let's pick the macro expansion test. Okay, let's pick the first one and let's get model public test suites. Cool. Do we have suitable tests? Yeah, we have suitable tests. Let's go for each. Let's go map. Okay. The only thing that I would like to have here is the name of functions. It's minor. And it's probably very hacky, the way it is implemented in Guile, like the function name assignment to the procedure, like the procedure name, whatever it is. Set procedure properties. Set procedure property test sunk. Documentation. Oops. See description. This is 1. This is 2. Still the same, but okay. Now there's a full pass to the procedure. ICE 9. Okay, this update didn't help for test suite for setting procedure properties. What actually changed from the previous version? Here I set a particular property, And previously I was setting all the properties, which means that if somebody added some property, it will be destroyed, like before setting, and this one will change only particular keys. Test suit sunk, and we return test suit sunk, which is a lambda function. I don't know why here we don't get the assignment of function name. Okay, what we can do? Oh, we still use syntax rules here. We can just set procedure property test suit name name test suit name, like this, and after that we will see procedure names, like this. Let's revert this, how it called, hunk, and let's restart it, and let's see. Oh, it's already restarted. Wow, it was quick. Why it's so quick, man? Expecting mutable pair. What? Wrong type in position 1. Expecting mutable pair. That's interesting. Okay, REPL kinda broken. But this one is good. Lambda model name. I'm curious what happened to the REPL. It just got frozen. I have some ideas why it's happening. This is happening because some operations like completion, or probably the completion, the most after triggered operation, tries to load the model to return a list of completions, and this thing fails in somewhat horrible way, and it throws the event loop. Maybe we'll need to figure it out. Okay, I guess we learned how to explore our project and find test suits, and later the only thing that we need to do is to go through the procedures and execute them as we do manually in test model right now. Right here. For finding test suit, multiple composable reporters. What I would like to do, I would like to define a bit more explicit that our test suits should be public for test runner to pick them up, and if they are private, we just ignore them. However, those private test suits can be executed on their own, like by explicitly specifying the test suite name to the test runner, and they also can be nested into other public test suites, which makes sense, right? And I would like to just define it somewhere in documentation. This is simple solution for exposing top level test suite for the model. If you don't want this test suite to be executed automatically by run project tests function, you just make this test suite private and nest it into other test suite. Use inside it. That's it. To do, define describe private public test suite logic. If you don't test suite to be executed by run project tests, just don't export it, right? That's it. And one more thing that I would like to do is to clean up imports, but we will do it the other day, not today. Today we already did a lot. Let's commit the last change. One more question. Test suite here. Okay. Let's use identity hack. Test suite. Okay, test suite. Inside test suite, we wrap it into identity, and we'll comment it because it's fucking hack. Wrapping into identity to prevent setting procedure name. And where is our test suite? Test suite. Test suite. Pam. Yep, now it's just a random procedure. It's good. It's good in my opinion to name it as such. And when we define like this, and we have private sample tests, why 0 assertions? Whoa. Something very wrong happening here. Procedure name false. We don't have procedure name here. This is an example of hacky ad hoc implementation, because you see I return a procedure and the procedure name don't get assigned automatically. However, if I put a lambda here, lambda hi, let's see, and we'll evaluate, you see the lambda gets the name, which is quite inconsistent behavior. and very sad, very sad. And another question, why test suite private returns zero. Did I forget to load something? No, it works. Let's restart the repo just in case. What the heck? What happens? We have a test which definitely has one assert and it's one test, but when I execute test suite, 0. Let's write a test for it, because I don't want to finish the stream when this thing is broken and it's not even covered by test. Test macro usage, test suites and test macros, test suite usage description here. Test. Okay. Huh. Okay, we will test it. Define suite results. Okay, and we will take define private suite with failing asserts tests. Okay. Failing and now test what we test suite results. Oh, ho, 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 ho. This one is very dirty. Why it's dirty? Because when it evaluated as a nested test suite, what it will return? Unexpected number of tests, whatever. Okay. But the things that I'm looking for. Actual false. The test suite result is false. Where our dots reporter, papam. The dots reporter is not verbose. PK test suite results. Unspecified. Which is of course expected, because it's a test suite. It just loads stuff. It doesn't return value. However, I could expect it to return a value. But we know it's not the case. Definitely not the case. Okay, I will put a to-do. And just think about what this suite returns, because the expectation that it returns run summary. However, it's not the case when suite is nested. We need to put some tests for it and to explicitly define expectations for it. I find it a bit unintuitive that the test suite in one case returns test summary, but when it used nested, it returns unspecified. I know why it happens. I expect it as a developer of this library, but as a user of this library, I don't expect it. But it's okay. Okay, let's. Whoa, what this stuff is about. Let's commit this thing and let's summarize what we've done on the stream. Boom. Suitable. Test suite procedure name test suite. I still doubt the decision of making a special syntax for defining test suites. It removes one level of nestness. However, using define and define public explicitly for all the test suites, can be beneficial, can be clearer. Okay, I will think about it someday later. Now we need to, the next a few streams we will need just to clean all the stuff, clean up all the stuff, and we will start implementing the integration of the library into our IDE, because we already have all the tooling necessary. Test exploration, test runners, reporters, customization of all of them. So we are quite ready for bringing the integration for it into IDE. Okay, let's commit it. And let's keep our project throwing an exception. We will fix it on the next stream, or maybe between the streams when you are not seeing me working. Okay, let's do a small summary. Let's see the commit history. First one and most important, we fixed the misspell of suites, and instead of suites we use suites now. We reworked the way we store hierarchy. Instead of a list for tests, now we store only procedure, because procedure have name, it has which doesn't make too much sense. It have documentation, a doc string, which contains the description of the test, and probably it's already enough. We don't need anything else, right? Right. I will write down one more task. To do revisit test pass usage on test loading. We preserve the suit hierarchy now, and it may be redundant. Just a note, because I can't think clearly right now and can't make any decisions, like any important decisions rationally, so I will just write it down for the next time I will come back to it. Okay, we updated the way we store hierarchy. Now we have procedures instead of a list for tests that we directly execute, which also simplifies a bit the hierarchy storage. And we finally committed it, the storing of hierarchy. And also we introduced a few functions today for exploring tests, for finding a test model related to the specified one. We took already implemented functions from my previous work. I mean the test runners for Surfy 64 I was working on, which explores the load path and loads all the models which corresponds to regular expression. And the regular expression is basically any model ending with minus test. What else? We implemented or borrowed and updated a function that goes through all the loaded models, find all the models matching regular expression, or not matching, maybe just ending with minus test, and obtaining all the test suites from it. Let's see. To do use regex instead of suffix match. Symbol to string, last model name. Probably we need to convert model name to string, like the whole model name, and match it against a regular expression instead of this one. But for now, this implementation is okay. We will improve it during our next sessions and during our future work. Okay, that's it for today. Hope it was interesting and useful for you, and hope you enjoyed it. See you in a bit.